Another thing I wanted to ask you, on top of your, travels all over the world that you make to meet clients and get in touch with different local realities. When you talk about banking and the challenges of banking, and we have various levels of evolution of local environments as well. But I would like to ask you, what are the main concerns from financial leaders that you've been hearing from them in most of the meetings that you do? Is there a single point now, apart from, and maybe I think something related to AI might pop up, but what do you think is more related to what kind of concern, the discussions that you guys have with these players and leaders in the financial sector all over the world?
Okay,
Is
there
there
could
a
be.
common aspect on that, if there is any?
Well, there's something that I think that many have not yet fully understood, which goes around AI again, because clearly there is an effort industry-wide to understand how you can manage it, like bias, ethics, drift, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But imagine we're in a world where we build the platform with governance baked in that allows you to control those elements. There's still something else which is happening. There is how do you bake the business strategy? So the intentionality inside the AI algorithm.
Yeah.
And that is super important because in the end, that is the real turn of the key. I can go, which is still consistent with the risk management perspective I mentioned before, because within the risk management, you have an understanding of basically what you are doing in terms of promoting your algorithms or promoting your business strategy, okay, out there in front of the clients. What does it mean that? It means that I was talking to the CEO of a very large institution for AI, and that person asked me, how can I convince the business people to embrace AI, right? How can I change the culture? So my counter question said, okay, so how could you explain to them that you can embed business strategy inside your algorithms? And the person goes, what do you mean, right? So we're not there. So let me give you this example. So think in a simplified term, okay, that you're dealing with having people to buy financial products. And now we are in a world, in a maybe not distant future, where agentic AI will take care of the whole conversation with the client. Now, imagine that there's a new pope, and the new pope is, I don't know, lived in Peru. And they're like, okay, there could be a narrative for people who are sensitive to the theme, right? So let's figure out, what's in Peru and, try to sell those products to the client. So what happens now is that the head of the P&L, the business person, will have a call with all the bankers in the branches or the advisor network. We discuss the topic. People are not perfect, but they will adjust. They understand that that's a good conversation with clients. They have it. If you live in a world where everything is fully automated and managed by agentic AI, that business person will have to talk to a programmer and explain the opportunity. The programmer will have to understand the strategy, code the strategy. Then the programmer will have to test the strategy. Then the programmer will have to promote the strategy. By the time, most likely, there's a new pope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but the moment you build intentionality inside your algorithm, in essence, you have to drift it consciously, right? So you need to ask yourself, is my business model consistent in an happy, transparent world? Because I want AI to be happy, transparent, but at the same time, the intentionality I built inside the system to be conforming to an happy, transparent world. And that's where I think they will stop looking at the problem and they're like, oh my God, what is this? But luckily so, I have a solution for that, which is baked in my literature, because it's about how do you promote in positive theory business models that are conforming to a happy, transparent world that AI brings to the surface. An interesting thing of AI is that while the technology is in itself a bit opaque, because we said it's probabilistic or unstable, is much harder than in the past. At the same time, it forces to be happy, transparent, to deal with that complexity. Now, those institutions or fintech, and some are thinking around that, they will be capable of being transparent, in the way they define the business model, will also be capable of learning not only how to manage AI, but how to make business strategy inside AI, and therefore we gain the full capability to go full swing with the utilization of technology. But still, apart from being baked on and based on what I've been researching on and publishing, it is a risk management perspective because it is, again, rooted into the real tender, what motivates clients to buy financial services, and where is the remuneration of the value for money that you need to get out of it. That is the real transformation that fintech innovation can bring on the table.
Definitely. And I think about the word where we have like trusted agents as well to help us on that, and that might, shop around different offerings from different players. And there is a hard component on balancing transparency and this AI agent that is going to try to get the best for me, but most of the time is going to be hard for the institutions.
Facing uncertainty,
Exactly.
would that add uncertainty to your money or eliminate uncertainty to dealing with your money? Remember, when you add uncertainty, the client will be like, when you eliminate uncertainty, the client will want to embrace it.
Yeah.
And we actually released a recent paper, is actually the consulting colleagues in Australia, about agentic AI that is very nice. I invite everybody to read, which is about the risk and opportunities of AI. So together with the banking community down there, they identified 15 risk elements and corresponding mitigating actions that you need to put in place to make sure that the moment you move towards agentic AI, you know what you're doing, because the point is you know what you're doing. So that's a very nice paper by the colleagues, a bit techy in essence, but it systematizes the framework to explain which are the things that needs to be considered to allow implementing agentic AI in a way that it can be, if you like, managed, right? And you can relate to that in a proper way. Without that, you cannot do it. So the point here is you can get dissatisfied with the usage of technology if you don't make the consistent right effort to use technology.
Yes.
So that's why this risk management of AI with AI is really the turnkey to make sure that you can do the right thing so that the result is most likely good or better compared to the previous alternative.